Hi, I'm Sean Wilson, Secretary for the Department of Transportation and Development for the state of Louisiana. As you all know, 2020 has been a very trying year for us across the state, and all indications are that it will end up the same way it began, quite frankly, chaotic to say the least. We've been ravaged by the COVID-19 pandemic. We've had a record-setting hurricane season, unlike what we've ever seen. Our daily routine emergencies like flash floods and failing culverts, or just the natural degradation of our infrastructure system. It all threw us for curveballs like you would not have imagined, but our state is resilient. Our transportation system that you use every day has still managed to have what we consider a banner year of what we do here in the state of Louisiana. Your taxpayer dollars have been put to very, very good use. It's a user fee, quite frankly. You pay for it, you use it, you drive it, and if you don't pay the gas tax. However, I would like to highlight just a few of the major projects that made 2020 a very special year for travelers and for the Department of Transportation and Development. You know, in 2020, there were more than 260 projects that went to bid, meaning they actually went out the door for the private sector to construct them. In many cases, we may have done some of the work ourselves. Those projects impacted more than 890 miles of state roads, worth more than $680 million. All during the pandemic, all during that crisis, essential work. Some of the major highlights of what we've done this year include I-10 widening from the Texas state line into Calcasieu Parish. The project I'm speaking of is worth $152 million. It's a project to widen nearly 11 miles of I-10, 6 lanes in fact, from the state line all the way to the I-210 interchange. A major connector for our economy, for both folks traveling east and west. You're going to enjoy that project once it's done. The I-12 widening between LA 21 and US 190 in St. Tammany Parish. Construction work has already begun on the second project to widen I-12 that began this fall, and it's expected to take approximately 2 years to complete. We're working to fund the remaining sections, but this is another project that this community has been waiting on for years. The project, which is going to cost us about $59 million, right under $60 million, will widen I-12 from LA 21 to US 190 in St. Tammany Parish. A major corridor with tremendous safety benefits and economic benefits as well. Here in the Baton Rouge region, the College Drive exit ramp improvement on I-10 has been awarded. Through this innovative delivery called Design Build, where contractors and engineers work together to submit proposals and bring private sector innovation and value to a project, we're going to award, or we have awarded, this $52.3 million project to construct this new exit ramp to College Drive from I-10 West, just before the I-10-12 split, with an exit ramp from I-12 West to College as well. That's going to prevent all of the backup on the main line, as well as prevent a very dangerous merge from happening during peak travel times. It'll eliminate that unsafe weaving movement and make that transition from I-10 and I-12 much safer in each direction. It's all a part of a larger project to widen I-10 from LA 415 in West Baton Rouge to Essen Lane on the I-10-12 split. Transformative project. Nothing has ever been done like this in the state's history since the actual construction of the interstate system over 50 years ago. We're proud to have delivered that project and are moving forward with it. We've also completed some major projects that citizens across the state, as well as travelers on all of our interstate systems and highway systems, particularly our freight industry, are going to be reaping the benefits for years to come. Another I-10 project. It's the widening of I-10 from Highland Road to LA 73 in East Baton Rouge and Ascension Parishes. This too is a design, build, construction project. It was completed in October. We broke ground on it just 2 years ago. That stretch between Highland and LA 73 is going to save travelers approximately 15 minutes in each direction coming to and from Ascension Parish. This $72 million project widened this stretch of I-10 to 6 lanes, and it installed a new interstate bridge above Highland Road at Bayou Manchac. We also elevated an overpass across that section, and we eliminated some of the unsafe movements at the exits by widening them as well. The I-10 widening between LA 347 and the Chaffalay Basin Bridge in Henderson, Louisiana. I've been traveling it every day since 1998, commuting to and from Baton Rouge. This $54.7 million I-10 widening between 347 and the Chaffalay Basin in Henderson was completed this month alone. It replaced the original interstate pavement that Eisenhower built. You're going to have a much smoother ride. We're not quite finished with it yet, but it's going to be a really nice drive from the Chaffalay Basin to the I-49 interchange in Lafayette. We've installed an additional lane in the east and westbound direction, and this is the second of a 3-project phased effort to reconstruct that entire corridor from a Chaffalay Basin to I-49. Trucks are going to enjoy it, travelers are going to enjoy it, but most importantly, it'll be a lot safer than what we had before. Let's go to North Louisiana and talk a little bit about some of the accomplishments up there. We did an I-20 patching, milling, and overlay in Bossier, Webster, and in Bienville parishes. This $14.4 million project improved the travel experience on nearly 16 miles of I-20 with patch, mill, and overlay work in those 3 parishes. You will see a difference in your vehicle if you're driving a truck or a camper with joints, smoother travel. Much more needs to be done on I-20, but this is the very beginning of some of that work. We also came up with other innovative tools, roundabouts. No one likes to see them constructed, but everyone enjoys them when they're done. We completed a roundabout at the intersection of Edgewood Drive, which is LA 3144, and Susick Drive in Pineville in central Louisiana. This is only a $1 million single-lane roundabout project at that intersection right near the school. It's going to improve safety tremendously as well as traffic flow by replacing a stop control configuration that young drivers, school buses, and other commuters through that busy residential area experienced on a day-to-day basis. Then there's this wonderful project that we started on. It was the first groundbreaking I did when I became secretary in 2016. This was the I-20 Tarbutton Road interchange in Ruston. In June of this year, we completed this $25.5 million interchange project. Traffic is now utilizing a brand new interstate interchange along with new Tarbutton overpass to allow for development on both the north and the south sides of I-20. Let's talk about some other major accomplishments. One that I'm very proud of, it's the Infrastructure for Rebuilding America grant that we received for LA1. $135 million was received from the U.S. Department of Transportation to complete the elevated section of LA1 from Leeville to Golden Meadow. This just so happens to be the largest grant awarded to any state, to any applicant in this very constricted and constrained national competition. Very, very competitive. Typically 30 to 40 applicants out of hundreds of them are funded. We received the largest, and this happens to be the 5th grant that we've received just like that, from being competitive and capable.